You're getting older and older every second, so don't die before watching these anime. Black Clover. Let's start with one that's criminally underrated compared to how good it really is. If you've heard of it, you probably know people compare it to Naruto, Fairy Tail, and a bunch of other shonen anime. But here's the thing, Black Clover is its own beast. The story follows Asta, a kid born without magic in a world where magic is everything. While everyone around him can cast spells, Asta swings around a giant anti-magic sword and pure determination. Now, here's why you have to watch it before you get too old. This anime is pure adrenaline. The fights aren't just flashy, they're strategic. Every battle is a mix of magic powers, teamwork, and those goosebump-inducing moments where you realize the main character's been holding back a trump card. Plus, the animation, especially in the later arcs, is absolutely nuts. If you've ever felt like you're at a disadvantage in life, Asta will make you want to push harder. Dr. Stone. Imagine waking up one day and the entire human race has turned to stone. Thousands of years later, civilization is gone, and all that's left is nature reclaiming the earth. That's the setup for Dr. Stone, and it's one of the most clever premises in anime. The main character, Senku, is not your typical shonen hero. He's not the strongest, he's not the fastest, but he's the smartest guy in the room. Instead of winning with punches, he wins with science. The show blends real-life chemistry, physics, and biology into the plot in a way that's actually fascinating. You'll watch him reinvent electricity, create medicine, and even build communications technology, all from scratch in a Stone Age world. You need to watch this one while you're still curious about how things work, because Dr. Stone will make you asking questions about the world and actually getting the answers. Sword Art Online. Sword Art Online gets a lot of mixed opinions online, but here's the truth. The first few arcs are iconic for a reason. The idea of being trapped inside a video game, where dying in the game means dying in real life, hooked an entire generation of anime fans. It's not just about flashy sword fights and epic fantasy settings. It's also about the psychology of survival, love, and adapting to a world that's both beautiful and deadly. Kirito's journey through Aincrad, the relationships he forms, and the risks every character takes make the stakes feel real. If you've ever gamed until 3 a.m. thinking just one more quest, this anime is for you because it asks the question, what if you couldn't log out? Overlord. Now, let's flip the usual ice guy formula. Most anime drop a regular guy into a fantasy world, and we watch them struggle to survive. Overlord? Not quite. Here, the main character, Momonga, or Ain Zolgaun, is already insanely overpowered from the start. But that's not the hook. The hook is watching how he uses that overwhelming power strategically to manipulate kingdoms, build alliances, and expand his influence like a true ruler. It's part power fantasy, part political intrigue, and part dark comedy. And the best part? You never fully know if Ains is doing something because he's playing 4D chess or because he's just winging it and his NPC followers think he's a genius. Overlord is perfect if you like the idea of power with brains, where the fights are awesome, but the mind games are even better. Tokyo Revengers. Tokyo Revengers is proof that you don't need magic or monsters to have intense stakes, just human emotions and the weight of your decisions. This series follows Takemaki, a guy who gets the chance to travel back to his teenage years to save his girlfriend from being murdered in the future. What makes this show a must-watch is how it blends high-stakes gang conflicts with themes of friendship, loyalty, and regret. The fights feel gritty and real, no superpowers, just street brawls with consequences. And because Takemaki knows what's coming, every decision feels like it could change everything or make things even worse. Watch it before you get too old, because it hits hardest when you still remember what it was like to be a teenager, when every friendship felt like family and every betrayal cut deep. Haikyuu. You don't have to be into sports anime to enjoy Haikyuu. This is pure hype from start to finish. It follows Shoyo Hinata, a short volleyball player with a big dream, and his unlikely partnership with a genius setter Kageyama. The matches are some of the most intense scenes you'll ever see in anime. The animation captures every spike, every dive, and every perfectly timed block like it's a championship final. But what makes Haikyuu special is the emotional build-up. You care about the team's victories and losses because the characters feel real. They grow, they fail, they learn, and they get back up. This is one of those animes you watch when you need motivation, because by the end, you'll be ready to chase your own big spike in life. Vinland Saga. If you want something a little heavier, Vinland Saga delivers in every way. Set during the Viking era, it follows Thorfinn, a boy who goes from seeking revenge to searching for a true purpose in life. The fights are brutal, the political intrigue is sharp, and the storytelling doesn't shy away from showing the cost of violence. The animation is breathtaking, from sweeping snowy landscapes to bloody battlefields. But beneath all that is a deeper question: what does it mean to truly live free? Vinland Saga isn't just a watch-it-once kind of anime. It sticks with you, because it's not afraid to show that sometimes the hardest battles aren't fought with swords, but with your own conscience. Classroom of the Elite. If you like anime that keeps you guessing, Classroom of the Elite will hook you from episode 1. It's set in a prestigious high school where students are ranked based on performance, and everything from grades to privileges can be won or lost through manipulation. Our main character, Ayana Koji, plays the role of an average, quiet student, but underneath, he's a cold, calculating genius who can outthink everyone in the room. Watching him subtly control situations without anyone realizing is addictive. This is one of those shows where you'll constantly be asking, wait, was that all part of his plan? And most of the times it was. Death Note. If you've somehow made it this far without watching Death Note, stop what you're doing and fix that. It's not just an anime, it's a masterclass in tension and psychological warfare. Light Yagami, a genius high school student, gets his hands on a notebook that can kill anyone whose name is written in it. The cat and mouse game between him and the Detective L is pure brilliance. The pacing, the stakes, the mind games. It's the kind of story that hits best when you can still put yourself in Light's shoes and wonder, would I use it? Chainsaw Man is not your typical shonen. Denji, a broke teenager with a pet chainsaw demon, ends up merging with it to become, Chainsaw Man. This anime is wild, violent, and weirdly emotional. The fights are brutal, the animation by Mappa is insane, and the characters are morally messy in the most entertaining way. Chainsaw Man thrives on unpredictability. You never know who's going to survive, what's going to happen next, or how far it's willing to push the limits. Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer isn't just a visual masterpiece, it's a work of art in motion. Every frame feels like a painting, with fluid fight sequences and rich, vibrant color palettes. The story follows Tanjiro Kamado, a boy whose family is slaughtered by demons, leaving only his sister Nezuko, who's been turned into one herself. What sets Demon Slayer apart isn't just its breathtaking animation from Ufotable, but the way it balances heartbreaking emotions with intense battles. Every fight feels personal, and every character, even the demons, have depth and a backstory that hits hard. The Entertainment District and Swordsmith Village arcs in particular showcase some of the most jaw-dropping fight scenes in anime history. If you ever want to witness animation pushed to its absolute peak while feeling genuinely connected to the characters, this is one you must watch. Windbreaker. If you think delinquent street fighting anime is all the same, Windbreaker will surprise you. Set in a high school known for its rough, fight-loving students, it follows Haruka Sakura, a lone wolf transfer student with insane combat skills and zero interest in making friends. But as he gets dragged into the school's bizarre, honor-based culture, the series dives deep into themes of trust, loyalty, and what it means to truly belong somewhere. The fight choreography is intense and strategic, with each battle carrying emotional weight beyond just winning. What makes Windbreaker stand out is how it blends gritty street fights with heartfelt character development. You come for the brawls, but you stay for the relationships and the personal growth. It's the kind of series that reminds you strength isn't just about fists, it's about the bonds you fight to protect. So, those are my picks for animes you must watch before you get too old. They're not just about flashy fights or pretty visuals, they're about worlds that pull you in, characters that stick with you, and stories that make you think, laugh, or even cry.